Classification of hazard levels for the installation sites of automatic sprinkler fire suppression systems. Welcome to today's mini lecture. We all know that an automatic sprinkler fire suppression system can be rapidly activated during the early stages of a fire, using its sprinklers to discharge water and control the blaze, an important means of fire prevention. Now, when it comes to two different settings, a single-story office building versus a high-rise office building, are their configurations exactly the same? In this lesson, we will study the classification of hazard levels for installation sites of automatic sprinkler fire suppression systems, the nature and quantity of materials within a building, as well as the density of their arrangement, packaging, and distribution, determine the fire load, the rate of burning, and the heat release during a fire, serving as an important basis for classifying the fire hazard level of the site for an automatic sprinkler system. Therefore, based on factors such as fire load, indoor spatial conditions, crowd density, the difficulty of suppressing an early-stage fire with an automatic sprinkler system, as well as evacuation and external reinforcement conditions, we classify the installation sites for automatic sprinkler systems into 4 categories and 8 levels. These 4 categories are low hazard, moderate hazard, severe hazard, and warehouse fire hazard. What, then, are the specific differences among them? Low hazard sites generally refer to locations with fewer combustible materials, lower heat release rates during a fire, and where external reinforcement and occupant evacuation are relatively easy. For example, residences, kindergartens, senior citizen facilities, hotels and office buildings with a building height of 24 meters or less, or buildings that have closed systems installed solely in the corridors. Moderate hazard sites, on the other hand, are those where the quantity of combustible materials and the heat release rate are moderate, ensuring that an initial fire does not lead to an intense blaze. Most civilian buildings and industrial factories are classified under the moderate hazard category. Due to the wide variety and extensive scope of such sites, the moderate hazard category is further subdivided into moderate hazard level 1 and moderate hazard level 2. It is important to note that moderate hazard level 1 includes the following types of sites. 1. High-rise civilian buildings. 2. Public buildings, including single-story, multi-story, and high-rise structures, such as hospitals, sanatoriums, libraries, excluding storage libraries, archives, and exhibition halls, cinemas, concert halls, and auditoriums, excluding stages, as well as other entertainment venues, buildings located at train stations, airports, and docks, shopping centers with a gross floor area of less than 5,000 square meters, and underground malls with a gross floor area of less than 1,000 m superscript 2. 3. Cultural heritage buildings. 4. Material storage and production workshops and factories for products such as food items, household appliances, and glass products, along with industrial buildings with components like cold storage facilities and steel trusses. Thus, the majority of commonly encountered sites fall under the moderate hazard level 1 category. The sites classified as moderate hazard level 2 include 1. Civilian buildings, such as book repositories, stages, excluding pergolas, automobile parking garages, shopping centers with a total gross floor area of 5,000 square meters or more, underground malls with a total gross floor area of 1,000 square meters or more, and supermarkets where the clear height does not exceed 8 meters and the stacking height of goods does not exceed 3.5 meters. 2. Industrial buildings such as material storage and production workshops and factories engaged in the textile processing of cotton, wool, hemp, silk, and chemical fibers, processing of wood, wooden products, and plywood, grain processing, production of tobacco and its products, beverages, excluding beer, leather and leather products, paper and paper products, pharmaceuticals, and similar industries are also included. The severe hazard category generally refers to locations where the fire risk is high and the quantity of combustible materials is large, making it likely that a fire will cause intense burning and rapid spread. The severe hazard category can be further subdivided into severe hazard level 1 and severe hazard level 2. Warehouse fire hazard levels are determined based on the fire hazard posed by the stored goods and their packaging materials, and are divided into level 1, level 2, and level 3. Returning to the question posed at the beginning of the lesson, are the configurations for a single-story office building and a high-rise office building exactly the same? The answer is no. Based on the hazard level of the site, we need to adjust the configuration of the automatic sprinkler fire suppression system. In low-hazard sites, fewer sprinklers and lower water pressure can be employed, whereas in higher hazard locations, it is necessary to increase both the number and density of sprinklers and to raise the water pressure to ensure rapid coverage of the fire source in the event of a fire. From this table, we can clearly see that there are specific requirements for the spacing of sprinkler installations in sites of different hazard levels. Thus, in our design process, we must base our work on the site's hazard classification before proceeding with the system design. Have you got it?